Most people meet their destiny on the road they took to avoid it. And that is a theme that is playing out at this full moon in Sagittarius on June 11th. I will expand more on this, but let me tell you, this is a great full moon to help get yourself on the right track toward manifesting a beautiful dream in your life. Won't you join me as we dive into the energies with a little astrology, a little tarot? So welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So awesome to see you here. We're going to break down sign by sign with the tarot information that can help you at this full moon in Sagittarius. Work with the energies. Watch for your rising sign first and then your sun sign. Combine what messages resonate for you from both. And that's about as personal as we can get with a reading here on YouTube. If you need personal insights, my booking calendar is open. The link to book a personal appointment with me is in the description of the video. So this full moon is clocking in on June 11th, full moon in Sagittarius. And what's really interesting about it is that 2 days before, Jupiter, Sagittarius's ruling planet, will be in Cancer. When Jupiter is in Cancer, it loves it to be there. It is happy as a pig and you know what. So this full moon is ruled by an exalted Jupiter. Okay, so what does all this mean? Well, that's not the only thing going on in the skies. That is suggesting this Sag energy, which is a lot about expansion, learning, growth, spirituality, because Sagittarius rules the 9th house. This is all heightened for us at this full moon. And we know full moons are already heightened with energy, right? But here's the thing. This full moon is also in a nice trine to Mars in Leo, but it is squaring the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. So the moon, the full moon in Sag, is in a harmonious trine of energy to Mars, which is suggesting that we're really in the flow of our desires. We do know what we want. It's just, how are we going about getting it? That's the thing, because the full moon is squaring the North Node and the South Node, which is our appetite, where we're heading, where we want to go. North Node, South Node, what we need to release, what we need to let go of, etc. Okay, both of them work in tandem. North Node in Pisces has been asking us to step into faith. South Node in Virgo has been asking us to let go of our perfectionistic tendencies. So this moon could have us at this point, well, we know what we want, trine Mars. We know how we want to use our energy, but we've been avoiding the destiny of perhaps making some decisions of how to get on the road to what we want. We've been doing everything but the thing we're supposed to be doing. Because maybe we're afraid to have the faith and make a decision. And maybe we're afraid, South Node and Virgo, that it won't be perfect. Or that we're waiting for just right conditions. Or whatever the case may be. So we often meet our destiny on the road we took to avoid it, which is a quote attributed to Jean de La Fontaine, who was a French writer. Can you tell by his name? And that's so true, right? The thing you're trying to run away from or not deal with or go about a different way of doing it. I think there's a greater destiny at hand here at this full moon in Sagittarius, which is about expanding us in the proper directions. And with Jupiter in Cancer, newly arrived. And when a planet goes into a sign the first couple of days, it's at its most potent. So like I said, it's only in there for the last 2 days, and then we have a full moon in its ruling planet, Sagittarius. My gosh, this is like Epiphany Central. This is like, you can run, but you can't hide. Your destiny is here. Stop avoiding it. Stop looking for perfection. Stop looking for, oh yes, I have, absolute certainty that this will play out. No, step into faith. Step into the desire. This full moon can bring that illumination of feeling the fear and doing it anyway, and stop avoiding your greatest next level destiny in your life. Now, of course, a lot of this is going to depend on the house where the full moon is. So that's why I say watch for your rising sign first, then your sun sign. Timestamps in the description of the video. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know about this. A full moon in Sagittarius, which is your 9th house of expansion, the big picture perspective of your life. Jupiter moving into your 4th house of foundation. Mars in your 5th house of the heart. 3 of Wands. And the 9 of Coins. And the Magician. Wow. Okay. So this has to do, I think, with building a new foundation, an expansive new foundation for your work, your finances, 9 of Coins, your financial independence in some way, or just your general independence, doing something your way, exploring something, a new vista that's uniquely your own. The 3 of Wands, you can see the big ship that's coming in here. This is a very strong creative visualization manifestation energy. This is something is about to pop, about to come in. You're going to get the insight you need to make magic happen. Here's the Magician. To exert your personal will, your creativity, your energy, and your talents, especially also with that 9 of Coins, to help you make money in some way. But this is not about the same old, same old. This also could involve some marketing. 3 of Wands, marketing yourself to reach more people. 9th house, where this full moon is. This is about connecting with people outside your usual realm of connections. Okay, so it's interesting we have the 9 here showing up, the 9 of Coins, because we are talking about your 9th house. The money is not going to be found close to you. The money is going to be found farther away through international connections, international trade, the internet, which is also that full moon in your 9th house. It is time to get yourself out there. And this full moon is going to show you how to do that, maybe in a new way, an innovative way. And it's about leaving the perfectionism behind. Like, you don't have to have the website perfectly polished or everything in your marketing materials perfect. Like, a copywriter doesn't have to write it. You just write it from your heart. Here's the writing energy, the Magician. You just put yourself out there with your beautiful energy. That's going to bring in new possibilities for you. So that's what I feel is going on here. 9 of Coins also is a very strong investment, because it's coins, in your own energy and self-development. So there could be something going on here also. Your 9th house is about higher education, more education, learning, growth. You may also be very soon making a decision to either teach or learn, or both. You could be signing up to take a new class and investing in learning some new skill that could pay off for you or result in some sort of business or better business for yourself. But you could also be seeking some more knowledge to monetize yourself in some way, or just for your own personal growth. So, and it's really about the things you love and enjoy, Magician, and that you're naturally gifted at. That's the other thing here too. So this is a time to work with all of those energies. This Jupiter in your 4th house is all about taking advantage of opportunities to build upon a new foundation. And with Mars in your 5th house at this full moon, it's about a foundation that comes from your heart, the desires of your heart, aligning with how you put yourself out in the world, that 9th house full moon. All right, Taurus, you have a full moon in your 8th house of other people's money, physical, mental, emotional, financial transformation. We have Jupiter in your 3rd house of communications. We have Mars in your 4th house of your foundation, your home and your family. So there could be a lot of discussions, illuminations, things happening about, well, who's going to take care of what? Like, how are we going to manage our joint resources? Like, you and a partner, whether business or personal. So there could be some discussions with that. There could be a lot of information financially and conversations of manifesting finances for things around the home that you need to take care of. Here's a 3 of Wands again. Aries just got that. And the 6 of Cups. So yeah, discussions about your future and what you see coming on the horizon, the things you want to manifest, the things you want to change in your life for the better with someone close to you. 6 of Cups. Now, this could be a partner. This could be a sibling. This could be a roommate. This could be, some other extended family member. It's somebody who's near and dear to your heart. So there could be stuff going on like that. And we have a King of Cups. So it could be with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's an emotional discussion on the table. This 3 of Wands, also 3rd house, as I said, is where Jupiter is for you at this full moon. So there's something emotional coming up, but this is not bad. I mean, the King of Cups, this is not bad here. But it just can be needing to have some emotional maturity about how we're going to move forward with the situation and stabilize it in some way. And it has to probably do, as I said, with joint resources. It could be there's a new opportunity coming in to consolidate debts, to pay off loans, to do different things. Is everybody emotionally on board? Is everybody with the program? That type of thing. There could be some interesting discussions about the future of the home life, because we are getting the King of Cups showing up here. So do we want to stay in this particular place? Do we see our future transforming positively in this particular place, especially because Mars is in your 4th house of the home in a trine to this full moon, which is encouraging supportive discussions about the home and family's location and the happiness factor. Like, is everybody feeling happy and emotionally aligned there? So again, these, full moons can bring out discussions. Yes, they can bring out information. They can bring out decisions that are made. I don't feel like there's a decision here necessarily. I feel more it's an opening of a discussion about the future. And maybe there hasn't been as much emotional communication about this as there needed to be, but it's like kind of I don't want to say opening up an emotional floodgate, but kind of a little like that. And again, this is nothing bad here. I think you're going to find if you have that emotional opening to have the conversation, like y'all are on the same page, 6 of Cups. You're on the same page of your future. So this is very nice. But there is probably some change on the horizon that you and someone else are wanting to make about your living situation. And it's coming out at this full moon. Gemini! Okay. Gemini, darlings. Full moon in your 7th house of other people. So that's going to highlight your relationships. And this is an interesting mix of energies because we have the South Node in your 4th house of home and family. And we have, which is the Virgo. And we have Mars in Leo, which is your 3rd house of the immediate environment. So there could be things that need to change around the home or with somebody in the home. There could be spirited discussions, Mars and Leo, your 3rd house, of delegation of responsibilities, who's going to take care of what. But South Node going through that home environment, maybe somebody's duties are changing in the home or in the family unit in some way, because of something going on with them. Are they having, a health challenge, or are they staying home more now because maybe their hours got cut at work, or, something like that may be going on. Again, I'm feeling this is more an awareness of something, or something that your partner brings to your attention that needs to change about your daily schedule so that you can be there more for them or attend to more things in the home. There's something like this happening. Yeah, Page of Swords. There's going to be a conversation. And the Page of Wands. So here's the Sag and here's you. This is interesting, but you're both showing up as pages. And then the Hermit, the Virgo, you just want to run away. Okay. All right, the South Node. All right, so here's the thing. You're both showing up kind of a little like kids because it's the Page. But also this page in a positive sense can be the opening of the discussion, the beginning of the discussion. There may be something going on at this full moon that is going to be in play at the full moon in Pisces, which is happening in Virgo season. So that is in September, on September 10th. It's a full moon lunar eclipse. And I'm saying that I just don't think you're going to be done with this at this particular time. Somebody's going to have to take the higher road though, the Hermit. It's probably going to be you, I think. And by higher road, I just mean step into your greater self, your bigger energy, your adult energy, your higher vibe energy. Again, I'm not feeling like there's anything negative, but you may need to be of the service. You may need to make the sacrifice. It's like that type of thing because of the Hermit showing up here. This fire sign energy, because again, the full moon's in your 7th house. So you're hearing these feelings from somebody else in your world. They may be needy. They may need you to take care of them in some way that you're not really totally excited about because you got other things you want to do. And it's not that you don't care about them, but Mars is in your 3rd house. You got places to go, people to see. This is kind of an energetic theme I feel you're going to be dealing with. There's nothing negative here. This just means that there needs to be a conversation. But both of you showing up as pages makes me a little nervous, right? Because who's going to be the bigger person in terms of being the adult? Who's going to look at the bigger picture perspective? Who's going to look at it from a spiritual perspective and recognize that this person's neediness or energy is coming from maybe they're just feeling a little vulnerable right now. Okay? So I would say be very spiritually attuned to somebody's vulnerability right now. And do your Gemini thing of, being there for them. One of the things I love about Gemini is you could be going through your worst thing. And yeah, sometimes it's not a good thing to crack a joke. My Scorpio moon doesn't always want a joke cracked, I'll tell you. Okay, but Geminis can definitely lighten the mood. And maybe this person needs a little of that. They need your spiritual savvy. They need your lightness of mood, being able to make a little, lighthearted joke or something just to get somebody out of a spiritual slump or some worry or whatever. But just kind of keep this in mind. Again, we know that full moons bring a lot of intense energy to the fore. So try to take some sort of spiritual high road and be very aware of somebody close to you who I think is feeling very, very vulnerable. All right, Cancer. So, of course, you are uber sensitive to the full moon being ruled by the moon. This full moon is happening in your 6th house of work and well-being. So I feel it's really your personal happiness. This is a very important check-in illumination point for how are you feeling about how your life is going? Because Jupiter has just gone into your sign. When Jupiter transits our own sign, which happens only once every 12 years, it usually brings some sort of gift, goodie, benefit. Now, it depends on other things going on in your chart, of course, but it's usually beneficial. It gives opportunity to step into and expand. Now, we have to take that opportunity, but it can be very beneficial. So that's what I think is going on here. The energetic check-in. Are you happy where you're at? Where do you need to expand and grow in your daily life? Also, that is the 6th house. But also, where do you need to shore up your well-being so you can have some adventures over the next 13 months? Okay, so let us see. Mars is in your 2nd house. Like, you have things you want to accomplish. But there's something with the South Node going through Virgo, which is your 3rd house of kind of daily habits and life, and going over old ground and releasing it finally mentally. There may be kind of a line in the sand conversation you're going to have either with yourself or somebody else about a new growth agenda that you want to have for your well-being and happiness. All right, so let's see what we have going on here. Cancer. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Empress. Wow. And then we have you. Wow. Look at this. Is the ultimate Jupiter and Cancer card transit. Jupiter's about expansion. And when Jupiter transits Cancer, it can be lots of new life, like babies, new puppies, new kitties, you know, all the things, that gardens that we're growing, all of that, very Cancerian, you know, taking care of everything. Home, family, expansion, growth, happiness. But we start out with the Five of Swords. So this is stress and worry and anxiety. And, you know, this is what this full moon is bringing out. It's going to show you where you still need to transmute and get rid of worry and fears and doubts and negative thinking if you would really like to blossom and grow, Empress. During this transit, I'm going to do a whole separate Jupiter and Cancer video, of course. But there is a project, you already have this on your horizon, on your agenda. Like this has been something you maybe have been working on the last 3 weeks, 3 months, that you've been incubating. Some gorgeous new thing you want to create and manifest in your life. You're very emotionally invested in it, Queen of Cups. Like it is near and dear to your heart. This full moon can help you shift out any sort of doubts, fears, worries, anxieties about it. And I think it's very interesting. I call this card Mother Hell because this lady made this girl cry. This is Good Mother, Empress. This is Mother Hell. There is something here for some of you of realizing how you may be tripping yourself up from your own happiness due to leftover baggage from your relationship with your mother. I mean, most cancers in general, whether male or female, there's mommy issues going on. And when I say mommy issues, it doesn't necessarily mean something negative, but there is a strong attachment. There's usually, if your moon is afflicted, there's usually some sort of baggage, you know, something going on where, you know, you're really learning what good nurturing and not so good nurturing looks like. So there's something here for this full moon can illuminate, again, the sixth house, this well-being. How are you speaking to yourself? Are you speaking this into existence with love? Or are you playing old tapes of stress and worry and internal criticisms that maybe your mother or your grandmother, whomever raised you, might have put on this particular thing? I think there's something here where you can break a family pattern of criticisms, doubts, and fears and step into this beautiful manifestation energy and make this dream happen for yourself. This starting this month and over the whole full next year. But there is some sort of connection that is here to look at of how you can heal and release from some sort of mother energy from your past that was not helpful. Okay, so again, this is a general reading. Maybe it doesn't apply to every single Cancer out there, but I would say 80% of Cancers have something going on. What's going on with mother stuff? So very, very nice. Step into this incubation. Step into this illumination of this creative energy. You're ready to pour your heart and soul full throttle, you know, go for it with this. And Jupiter is helping you, and Jupiter is illuminating that for you as well at the full moon in Sag, which is its ruling planet. So Mars in your second house in Leo is saying, use your energy to go after that which you value and desire. South Node, third house Virgo, let go of tendencies to be super critical and perfectionistic, especially about writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, creative activities, anything you're doing with your mind. Step into the energy of flow and creation and let yourself do it. Leos, this full moon is in your fifth house. Beautiful of love, romance, creativity, risk-taking, We have Jupiter, which has just gone into your 12th house of the behind the scenes, your little guardian angel house. Cancer, South Node in your 2nd house of values and money and self-worth. So this is saying to me, feel the fear and do it anyway. If your heart is really jonesing for something that's healthy, that's creative, that gives you the spark of life and light in your heart, then it is time to take a leap of faith. That's very much Jupiter in your 12th house as well, giving you that kind of boost, guardian angel feeling from its behind the scenes nature when it's transiting the 12th. So there's no guarantees in life. This full moon is going to show you that if you wait for the right moment for your destiny to unfold, you know, or you do everything else to distract yourself. Let's put it that way. With Mars in your sign right now, you know, distracting yourself away, trying to do everything but the destiny you actually really want. You're going to meet it in some other way. Wouldn't you rather be in charge of how you're going to meet it? So let us see. Let us see, Leos, what you need to know about this full moon. Could be a creative project is finally getting the green light, the go ahead. The North Node is in your 8th house of transformation, Pisces. It'll be transformation by faith, though. You're going to have to believe it before you see it. It's not I see it and then I believe it. You're going to have to believe it first. This is the thing. And this is going to come out at this full moon, I think. Yeah, 8 of Swords. You don't see it. That's why you're not believing it. And the 4 of Coins. You want certainty. You want a guarantee. That's not how life works. The Chariot. There you go. Soaring off into the sky. There's our Cancer energy. So this full moon absolutely is going to illuminate where you're holding on too tightly to an agenda of a certain way you think it's going to go, or a certain guarantee that you feel you need before you can start pursuing a heart's desire. And things you haven't wanted to look at. You're going to look at them at this full moon. Full moon's going to strip that blinder off and show you where you're holding on too tightly. And the Chariot, I mean, look at this card, this beautiful Pegasus. I mean, this is all about the freedom of the winged horse, the flying horse, the lightness of being, the movement, the victory, the success, the new path. But it's a new path that's coming up very much from the subconscious. That's your 12th house. And 12th house is very much connected with karmic contracts. So again, destiny. Don't avoid a destiny. There is a destiny you are sensing. You know it. You've just been trying to not deal with it and accept it and go for it. But it's here, the Chariot. And if you would just claim it for yourself and get your little chariot on that path of destiny, you're going to be flying down that road and you're going to make enormous progress quickly on whatever this 5th house is for you. So it could be a new love relationship or a rekindled love relationship. It could be a new creative project you've been very much wanting to manifest. It could be about some sort of pleasure, bringing more pleasure into your life. It could be about starting your own business. That's very 5th house entrepreneur. Any of these possibilities. So it's time for some movement forward without a guarantee. Can you do it, Leo? Let me know in the comments. All right, Virgo, big full moon in your 4th house of home, family, roots, what nourishes you, what feeds you, your foundation in life. We have the South Node going through your sign. We have Jupiter newly entered your 11th house of personal gains and connections, friendships, and hopes and wishes and dreams. So this full moon could be revealing where something needs to change with your identity. And in terms of a space maybe you call home, or something about your energy, your identity is not fitting with who you're living with anymore. or where you're living. You want fresh connections, new people coming in, opportunities to network and socialize, get out of the house. This is the other thing too, because your energy's changing. You want a different environment where there's more opportunity for you. So let's see what we need to know here. Yeah, 10 of coins. Wow. Okay. And the Ace of Swords. And the Knight of Coins. Okay, I think that this full moon is really going to bring out the emotional, behind the scenes discomfort. I mean, let's not forget Mars is also in your 12th house, kind of stirring everything up in your subconscious. I mean, you are really thinking about your long-term future, 10 of Coins, not just about your happiness factor, but your money, you know, your long-term wealth potential, which I'm sorry, it is connected with the 4th house. You know, we need to have a roof over our heads. We need to be making money so we can support ourselves. So there's something here that you're really thinking about. This full moon's bringing it out for decision time. Ace of Swords. This is the June energy, the clarity of mind. The reality is here, though, is the Knight of Pentacles, which is that it will take a little time. And there may be something that you do need to make a decision about changing your efforts, changing your job, changing where you're living, changing your budgeting. I mean, whatever it might be, so that you can find this new environment for yourself. Because you're changing. This is inevitable with a South Node going through your own sign. Old identities, old friendships, relationships, jobs, connections, everything is up for grabs in terms of letting go in your life. That's the South Node. Elimination, chapters ending, things regrouping. So you want to build on a more solid foundation. That 4th house, full moon, illumination. And the 4th is a very private house. It's stuff that you're not going to share with other people. It's very private. It's very personal. So, you may not be having conversations with people about this. This is very much a decision on your plate, on your mind. So, Knight of Coins here means over time it can change. You know, this is something that you may be working toward by the time we get out of the South Node in your sign, which I don't believe, if I'm remembering correctly, is not going to happen until the middle of 2026. But there could be something that comes up at this full moon that really shows you the necessity of planning for the long term and making a decision now that a year from now you can take action on. Because sometimes it takes a while to get finances, 10 of coins, into place, to move to a different place or sell real estate or whatever you're doing. Save up money for a deposit on an apartment. Whatever it is, you have the energy in the long term to see a plan through from now until next year. But there's something about this full moon energy, something about this Jupiter in your 11th house that's gonna encourage you to dream bigger. That is the thing about the environment that will make you happy, the connections that will make you happy, and what you need to release and let go of, South Node in your 1st house, in order to make that happen. Libras, we have a full moon in your 3rd house of communications, mindset, writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales. There's some sort of decision you're probably going to be on the cusp of making. We have Jupiter, which is going into your 10th house of career. Mars is in your 11th house of connections, hopes and wishes and dreams. So you could be on the cusp of making a major decision about enacting some sort of career plan, public visibility plan. That's also Jupiter 10th house. 10th house is your public role. Some way you want to expand your public role. How will you do that? Through some sort of communications or networking or marketing. So all of these things are possible. Let's see what the cards are that we get for you. And of course, the North Node of New Destinies is in your
6th house of work and well-being, South Node in your 12th house of letting go of old limiting beliefs. So you're very much, I feel, poised to start a new chapter with your career and your public image. And this full moon in Sag could bring the epiphany, the illumination of how you want to do that. So let's see what we have. Yeah, we have a 7 of Cups. You've been nursing some dreams for yourself. And a 10 of Cups. Beautiful. And the 6 of Wands. Okay. So 10 of Cups to me, yes, it can be happiness with another person and a family. But it can also just be the ultimate personal happiness. And we can, it has a rainbow, it could be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which ties in for career. It's ultimate personal happiness. What will make you feel satisfied? What's going to make you feel satisfied is the 6 of Wands. You want to feel in charge. You want to feel recognized. You want to feel like what you're doing, it matters. You know, that people are noticing you, that your efforts are bearing fruit, that you feel good and happy and aligned, and that there's respect coming to you from other people. There's something about the respect here that's important. Some of you want to go back to a spotlight. Maybe you were, you know, for whatever reason, when the South Node went through your sign back in 2023, 2024, maybe you had to leave the spotlight for a while, temporarily. But now you want back. You want back in some sort of recognized spotlight. This is a dream that you're still nurturing for yourself. 7 of Cups is your bucket list energy. It's dreams that you still want to pursue in your life that would make you very happy, that would make you feel like you arrived, that you're successful. So, and Jupiter going into your 10th house can absolutely bring energy that helps expand career success. It's up to you what you do and use the energies, of course. No planet guarantees anything, but it can bring an energy vibration that if you align with it and work with the energies and the transit timings can speed up the process, can help you. So this is very nice. So open up your mind, 7 of Cups, to what is possible for you with this full moon in your 3rd house of the mind. And that some dream to get back into it and to have that respect, it's not dead in the water. It's not over and done with. You can resurrect that dream of career success, notice, respect, all the things, happiness. Now, for those of you who are retired, as some of you may be, it may be more the thing of you want respect in the family for the efforts that you are making. Maybe there's some disrespect going on, like you're doing a lot of taking care of grandkids or doing this, that, and the other thing for a spouse or another family member. And you want, enough is enough. I want the respect. 10th house is also our public image. So again, some of you who may have been retired, maybe you retired when the South Node went through your sign and you haven't really been doing anything, which is fine. I mean, you're retired. You don't have to do anything. But now maybe you're getting itchy feet and you're like, no, I want to connect and get back out there with people. I still want to like feel a sense of pride and accomplishment and use my time to volunteer, make the world a better place, be in the public, make new friends, all of that. You may be making some decisions to do that too at this full moon in Sag. Scorpio, this full moon is happening in your 2nd house of show me the freaking money. Jupiter has just gone into your 9th house of expanding your horizons, especially when it comes to international business, international connections, academia, teaching, learning, spiritual businesses, the internet, all of those things. So this may be the time to make some decisions of how you can expand your finances through those types of 9th house endeavors. But there could also be some money news coming. Very possible here. Coming to you from overseas, via computer, the distance, that type of thing. We have Mars in your 10th house of career right now in Leo. So there could be a lot of work, or you're thinking a lot about work. There could be, some decisions that you're thinking about, your finances, your work life, and how are you going to expand? Kind of all of these things rolled into one full moon illumination moment. Let us see. the star. Gorgeous Aquarius energy. Your ruling planet is now in Aquarius, your 4th house of foundation, justice, and the Knight of Swords. So there could be news coming in very quickly of some sort of legal agreement, a contract, money negotiation. So definitely pay attention to your paperwork. This may be happening when the moon is in Libra, so it could be happening a few days before the full moon. But it could also have something to do with your 4th house, so your home, your family. So this could be a lease, this could be a mortgage agreement, a refinancing for the home, some sort of other contractual thing, like something to repair the home, because we have healing energy here. So something we need to fix or heal in the home. We're hiring somebody, there's a contract. There's news, we're signing them up. Work is going to get started pretty fast. I think if you are involved in some sort of negotiation to buy, sell, or work on something in your home, I think it's going to start before the end of Gemini season, which is June 20th. It could happen very fast. But this star card is suggesting that all will be well. All is well. All is moving in a healing direction. And this transformation will be very fruitful for you in some way. The star and also the justice card here is suggesting too, with the Mars in your 10th house of career, that there could be some sort of negotiation with your career and some sort of visibility, publicity, recognition, something like that happening for you also. It's possible. So excellent energies here, Scorpio. All I would say here with the justice showing up is just make sure, I say this whenever the justice card comes out, that if this situation does involve any legal matters, because we're talking about your 2nd house of money, really make sure that you consult a lawyer if you need to. Like don't, or, brush it under the rug or whatever. Like if it's serious about money, then get a lawyer to look at something. That's all I'm saying. But this could be very, very good for you. Very good. Sagittarius, it's your full moon. All right, so let's see what you need to know. It is trining Mars in your 9th house of expansion. Jupiter is in your 8th house of transformation. You are ready for all the good healing vibes of transforming your life. So there could be some interesting news at your full moon that relates to your career. It's possible with the South Node in your 10th house of career. There could be a very successful chapter wrapping up for you. There could be the transition from one career situation to another that's about to unfold for you. There could also be things coming to light about your home life with the North Node, in Pisces at this time. So, and squaring this full moon. So there could be a little pressure coming to light about career needs versus family needs and what needs to transform that will work for you, but also the family. So it's could be both things happening. And if it's not family, it's your living situation or your living environment. That's also 4th house. Oh, we got Pluto. What needs to transform? Here's Pluto. Okay. Death card. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. And the Chariot. All right. Well, there's our Jupiter energy in Cancer. Here comes a very chubby cat who better not step on things. Okay. So, here is what I feel. Here's, when I saw the Queen of Swords, I kind of heard in my ear cold-blooded. It may seem cold in a way. Queen of Swords can be very much, let's look at the facts. Let's look at facts and logic and just decide from there. But there is something that is needed with that. It's not time to sweep facts under the rug. There is a change that needs to be made in your life. And you will find healing, you will find freedom, you will find more success by facing it squarely. And it could be in any of the areas I just mentioned. Okay, you got to just apply the energies to your life and take what resonates. But the Chariot here is Cancer energy. That is where Jupiter has just entered, your ruling planet. It's your full moon. So it's time to get yourself on a new path in one of these areas of your life. And it may involve facing, Queen of Swords, some inevitable changes, chapters ending, or habits and routines that must leave, that must go, if you expect a future path of success. Okay, so there are some sort of inescapable facts at this full moon. But if you face them squarely, you will be successful. That's the thing. It's sometimes hard. I mean, I get it. To face things and be like, yeah, you know what? I really got to give up that coffee every day. Or I got to stop eating ice cream. Or, yeah, I'm working too many hours. You know what? My kids need me. What am I doing? You know, whatever it might be. But once you face it and you decide to make that change, and it might be a fairly significant change because the Death card is showing up here. Like, it really is like, that was then, this is now. It could be that dramatic. But it will lead you to a freedom that will be good for you. A freedom away from a bad habit or a bad situation, or just a place where you couldn't grow and thrive anymore either. So do your best to face things squarely and truthfully. The thing about Sagittarius, and I love you guys, you know that, is like, you're very good at telling other people the truth and the way it is. You are. Like, you are the truth teller of the zodiac. But sometimes when it comes to telling your own self the truth, that's where it can get a little evasive, you know? So be gentle with yourself, of course, but don't let the truth, trip you up. Face it, deal with it, and take that Chariot on a new road. Capricorn, full moon in your 12th house of karmic chapters ending, wrap-ups, behind the scenes, release, baggages. So you're so ready to release some baggages. Jupiter has just entered your 7th house of other people in relationships. There's going to be a bunch of new people coming into your life, whether business or personal, opportunities for connecting with people who can enhance your life. There may be some last karmic chapter wrap-ups of your loner season, shall we say, with this full moon in your 12th house of being alone. Because that's about to change with Jupiter going into your 7th house of other people. And again, that can just be friendships or more business connections. It doesn't have to be romance if you don't want it to be. But if you want it to be, it could be that too. All right, let's see what you need to know. Capricorn. A full moon in the 12th house is really an opportunity to just kind of wipe the slate clean. Clean up loose ends, recenter yourself, get rid of old junk hanging around, including hanging around in your mind, your psyche, your apartment, whatever. Yeah, 8 of coins, the 7 of coins, and the Queen of coins. Here you are. So you're very focused on what is essential and what is not at this full moon. Okay, so it is a great time to purge and cleanse. Absolutely, at this full moon. So 7 of coins is assessment. How much has this grown? Is it going to grow anymore? Do I want it to grow anymore? Or is it time to naturally wrap up this season association of my life? Whatever. 8 of coins, you're Virgo. Now, the South Node is in Virgo right now, which is about expanding far and wide. South Node in this 9th house for you. So it's not so much about out there as it is closer to home. So I think you're really going to be focused in on preparing yourself, your home, your wardrobe. I mean, just an overall preparation for the season that is to come, for the next 13 months of you meeting, greeting, socializing, interacting with more people, creating a few close new friendships. So that's how I feel. This full moon is a preparation for all of that. It's a cleansing, purging. It's the Virgo. It is the assessing. Who would I like to call into my life? Who would I like to not really deal with anymore? And what's most valuable and important for me? Queen of Coins. So I don't think this is really money related. I think this is related to value. That's also the Pentacles. What makes you feel good? Pentacles for me is about self-worth and self-esteem. What makes you, what makes you feel that it's worth the investment, 8 of Coins, of your time and energy and your money maybe. So I feel like these are the things, the situations that are coming up for you at this full moon in Sag. And you could also, you could be looking at your money. You could be looking at your resources and saying, okay, well, what is it going to take for me to end this chapter and start a new chapter? What's the money I'm going to need to manifest to start a new chapter in my life? So you may be looking at your finances in that way. You may be eliminating 12th house, some sort of burdensome debts, or, payments you pay every month or something like that, or looking to cut out wasteful expenses. Capricorns are usually not wasteful, but there could be things you're like, yeah, I really don't need that anymore. Some sort of expense or subscription, and you're going to get rid of it because you're preparing yourself for the next season. That's what I feel is going on here. And definitely there are some Capricorns out there who are going to be wanting a new wardrobe. Just saying. So start saving your pennies for that. Aquarius, we have a full moon in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, networks, connections, friendships. Is there a dream coming to fruition for you? Possibly. Jupiter has just moved into your 6th house, Cancer, work and well-being. So very nice. We do have Mars in your 7th house of other people. So there could be some interesting things happening. If there is a friendship that has been more of a frenemy friendship, that could come to light and a possible dissolution at this time. North Node is in your 2nd house of self-worth. Like, you are really focused on who and what makes you feel good. You have an appetite for value right now, aligning with your values, aligning with people who support your values. So full moons illuminate, right? So if there's somebody who's been a thorn in your side, as evidenced by Mars in your 7th house of other people at this full moon, you might be like, you know what? Enough is enough. You are not supporting or being supportive. And with Jupiter in that 6th house now of well-being, you're like, my well-being is most important. I don't want to have this negative thorn in my side, frenemy energy around me anymore. So that's possible for some of you. Others of you, there could be information, illumination about some sort of hope or wish or dream about your well-being or your work that could be coming to fruition. Or you're getting insight about it, how to move forward with it, how to stop avoiding your destiny, stepping into it. 9 of Coins, Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. I'm just going to say this. Some of you are going to see the writing on the wall. And remember, this is a general reading, okay? And I never tell anybody to quit their job. I don't think anybody should, honestly, until you have something else lined up or you have, 5 years of money in the bank that you can live off of. Whatever. This is just entertainment purposes only. But what I feel is some of you may realize at this full moon that if you want the prosperity for yourself, 9 of Coins, if you want to feel financially secure, if you want to buy a home, if you want to feel happy in the home you're in with all the things you need, etc., then the answer for some of you is self-employment. the double aces that are showing up here, which for me are about the self. Ace of Swords, making that decision to take care of your emotional and financial needs. Ace of Cups. Cups is your second house of money, the Pisces. So if you want this, you're going to have to do it yourself. If you're looking for it to come from a partner, a job, an inheritance, whatever, it ain't coming that way. It's coming through your own brain, Ace of Swords, and your own beautiful emotional and intuitive and creative energies. You're probably sitting on a huge money-making idea, marketing project, service, whatever. Like, you could have your own business already, but maybe this full moon is showing you if you want to ramp up the money that's coming in, then there's something new you need to offer to the people. Ace of Cups. So depending on what you have going on, this is what I feel. Now, it's possible an offer's coming to you from other people, Ace of Cups. There could be news from your employer, your workplace. It's possible. Maybe they're going to give you a juicy raise, 9 of Coins. Maybe they're going to give you a promotion. That's possible too, Ace of Swords. I mean, there could be a big client, a big work contract. There could be some other piece of legal paperwork or something that could be very lucrative for you. Like maybe you're going to sign a lease for your hair salon in a more well-trafficked area than where you are currently. It's going to have, there's just more foot traffic. There's more people coming in. That will affect your bottom line in a positive way. So whatever you got going on here, I mean, we have the Virgo, which is your 8th house of other people's money. So it is about what can you do? Because the aces are here. This full moon's going to illuminate. What can you do for personal gain? That's also the 11th house. To benefit from other people's resources so that you can have what you want. 9 of Coins. 9 of Coins is classic also self-employment. That's why I'm saying that too. So apply the energies to your life accordingly. But it's bottom line, it's up to you. Same thing. Like if you don't ask or throw your hat in the ring for a promotion at your job or ask for a raise or negotiate, then, you know, you're stuck with whatever they decide to give you. You deserve more. Pisces. So we have a full moon in your 10th house of career and the public. Wow. Jupiter has just moved into your 4th house of the foundation of your life. North node in your sign, south node in the house of other people. Mars is in your 6th house of work and well-being. Like, you're on fire right now. And some agenda that you have been working on for your foundational security in regards to your career, you're likely to get news about it at this full moon. Possibly you're launching a product, possibly you're starting something new or launching a service. Maybe you're starting a whole new career or a whole new job at this time. Or you're getting news about that, like something you applied for. So let us see. Pisces. 6 of Wands. 10 of Cups. The Magician. Gorgeous. So you could be getting some good news at this full moon. It is very possible. And it's not just good news because it's good news, you know, coming from the universe. You made this happen. It's something you have been putting your effort and intention and focus behind. This 10 of Cups, good news. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Ultimate happiness. The cups are your sign. Now, I always call this personal happiness the ultimate because it's the 10. Not everybody has a family. Okay. And this is in your career zone. You could be getting recognition from your career family. Work with the metaphors. For your creative efforts. For some project that you led. For your leadership skills. 6 of Wands, Magician. For your writing skills. For your marketing skills, for your sales skills, your teaching skills, all of those things, whatever you're in. The Magician is really your talents and gifts and capabilities. But the Six of Wands is definite recognition. So full moons are the spotlight. You could be in the spotlight in front of a group of people. You know, there could be a little bit of a surprise party or a surprise announcement that you're not expecting, of some sort of recognition coming your way. But make no mistake about it, it's not just random. It's you did it. You did it. And you are rightfully honored for it right now. Now, Six of Wands also, and with the Magician, is like, you may also realize at this full moon that you really do want to push for a promotion. You want to push for greater visibility. Like, you're happy. It's not that you're maybe unhappy with your work family, but maybe there's just not enough recognition where you are. There's not enough public exposure in some way. Like, you just need a bigger playing field for your dreams and wishes to happen. So, and that's okay. Like, you know, because this is huge destiny for you right now with the North Node in your sign. It is about opening new doors and stepping into new things and going beyond comfort zones. So this full moon could show you where you want to do that. There could be the offer to interview for something prestigious coming at this full moon. So whatever it may be, but these are the themes that are in the spotlight for you. And with Jupiter going into the 4th house, like, the opportunities come for you when you're expanding beyond what is known, what has been your foundation up to this point, and you build a new one for yourself. I just realized, Pisces, I talked about Jupiter in your 4th house, which it has been in Gemini, your 4th house. It's in your 5th house. Oh, Lord, I didn't want to redo your whole video, but suffice it to say, you know, Jupiter going into your 5th house, it is about taking a risk, taking a chance. It's the house of luck. So you create your own luck. I'm a firm believer in this. And you have been creating your own luck. You have been showing up, Six of Wands, Magician, and making stuff happen for yourself with your energies. It is now time to take a calculated risk, and that full moon in Sagittarius is going to show you maybe how you can step out, break free into a new foundation. Yes, a new work family, a new work home, a new work life, through taking a chance on yourself and your creative energies and capabilities. That's your 5th house, Cancer, and also that Magician card that showed up in your reading. So my apologies. It's been a long day. I filmed a lot of readings today, so thank you for your patience. So thank you so much for joining me for your full moon in Sagittarius astrology and tarot energy reading forecast. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how you're planning to use these energies for your full moon manifestations. I would love to hear it. If you got value out of the video, want to hit that thumbs up, share it out with somebody who could use the messages. I would very much appreciate it. It would really help my channel with the YouTube algorithm and get the messages out to more people who could benefit from them. Love you guys. It is so good to be back after my dental ordeal. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.